ever feel like your productivity system is actually making you less productive? I had that thought as well. So a bit of backstory here. I started my journey with productivity in the 8th grade when I watched my first video about it. You know the kind of video. The perfect note-taking system, how I manage my life in Notion, and other such videos. And eventually, I got really interested in the idea of productivity. The idea that you could do everything you wanted to do in a single day using particular methods or techniques or color-coded calendars, for example, was really interesting. So I started reading books about it, trying apps, trying browsers, trying different note-taking styles, basically anything under the sun to chase that idea of being productive. And the thing is, by the end of it, I reached 17 browsers and 25 note-taking apps on my Mac, which is an absolutely absurd number. And looking back at those apps and looking into what's there, they were all like digital time capsules showcasing different times I tried fixing my system. In fact, this channel also started with that idea, sharing my view about productivity. But now, reflecting on using all of those apps when I deleted them, I realized that a pattern had formed and a pattern I had not even realized yet. And now I'm trying to fix that pattern. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through what I got wrong about productivity and what I'm trying to do to fix it. So the first trap I fell into, let's call it the app trap. I started thinking that productivity is equal to 90% the app you use and 10% your own effort. And I know it sounds absolutely silly saying it out loud, but that's exactly what I thought. And due to that, whenever there's any mistake or disappointment, I go immediately to the app and not myself. Thinking, oh, if only this app had that backlinks feature, I would have remembered this. Or only this app was AI integrated and had a second brain and had this feature and this feature and this feature, I would have remembered everything I needed to do. So as a result, if a mistake happened, I'd go to a new app and a new disappointment. And this kept going on until I reached 17 browsers and 25 note-taking apps, an absolutely absurd number. And now I realize that I was using those apps not as a way to actually become more productive, but as an excuse for personal responsibility. Oh, the system just didn't work for this particular case, so I have to change the app to this and it'll be fixed. And now, reflecting on it, I realize that productivity is actually equal to 80% your effort, plus 15% your routines, plus 5% the app. I forgot that the app is only there to enhance your productivity. It's not there to beat a productivity factor. And that's a mistake that I made. And the thing is, I would have never realized this until one of my friends asked me, why do you have so many browsers and note-taking apps? And at the time, I just said, oh, there's some features I prefer. But in reality, reflecting on it, all those apps were just excuses ready to be made and ready to avoid personal responsibility with. And that's the first trap that I fell into. I call it the app trap. So the second mistake I made was the idea of productivity itself. So let's call this one the productivity illusion. I used to watch these routine and day in the life videos from people like Alex Hormozi, Ali Abdaal, Thomas Frank, whoever you name, I probably watched their videos of their routines. And I used to think, so that's how you become more productive. You wake up at 5 a.m., do this, that, make a to-do list in this particular way, time block in this particular way, and that's how you become more productive. But whenever I would actually try them out, I would probably stop doing it after 2 days. I was like, how do they stick to this for years on end, do it every single day, even on the weekends sometimes? But now, having reflected the way I have now and going back to those videos, I realized I made a crucial mistake. I looked at their routines as they were trying to do more things. But in reality, they were trying to make their routines in such a way that they do more things that mattered to them. And I forgot that second part. No wonder I couldn't stick to routines, because I'd be waking up earlier to do other work which I really didn't want to do anyways, trying to get it out of the way early. And that's why I could never do them. So that's the second thing that I fell into. I started viewing productivity as a metric to see how much work you can do, rather than seeing productivity for what it is, and that is making time for things that you want to do when you want to do them. So that's the second mistake I made, the productivity illusion. I am trying to stop seeing productivity as something which is a metric about how much work you can do, but rather viewing it as its true purpose, making time for things that you actually want to do. So now you're probably wondering, what am I going to do about it? Well, for one, a massive digital cleanup. I can't have 17 browsers and 25 note-taking apps on my Mac. That's too many. So due to that, I'm making the active choice to only have 2 browsers and 2 note-taking apps. The browsers, Safari and Dive, and note-taking apps, Notion and Apple Notes. By making the active choice to only have 2 of each, I still have some lever to switch between them, So that gives me a small excuse, but not enough excuses like 17 of them and 25 of the other. And also by doing this, I'm trying to ensure that I remember that productivity is not the apps you use, but how you use them. And that's why I'm using only 2 of each. And the second thing is that I'm trying to remember what productivity actually is. It's not a metric to see how much work you can do, but rather making time for things that you actually want to do. And I know that in college it's probably going to be hard with so many unavoidables, but if I can make even an extra 30 minutes out of the day to do something that I want to do, I think that's a win in going back to what productivity actually is meant to be, which is doing more of what you want to do and less of what you don't want to and making time for both. And that's basically what I'm trying to do about productivity right now. I know this isn't like one of those videos where I'm like, here's my perfect productivity system that fixed productivity for me or anything like that. This is more like a journal entry. But if you ever feel like you've been drowning in dashboards, templates, particular note-taking styles, trying to find the next big thing in productivity, just know I've been there too. And maybe sometimes it isn't about watching another YouTube video or reading another book, trying out a new app, but maybe asking, am I making time for what matters to me? And I'm going to try doing that now. So thanks for watching. And in case you've had any experiences like this, comment them down below. We might have shared some.